Talking about power creep again. I feel like this shit needs to happen. Power creep needs to happen. But I feel like some of you like throwing that term around whenever you want because of necros. Truthfully, I don't consider that as power creep. We already experienced Trishula, right? And then Necros or Trishula is basically the same thing. I don't consider that power creep, nor do I consider power creep when you have a whole lot of cards in an archetype that search other things in an archetype. It's not power creep. It will be power creep if Necros or Brionic said, search any ritual monster, but it only searches Necros monsters, which also includes non-ritual monsters. The same thing with Clausulus. If it said search any ritual spell, that would be power creep. You want to know one of the biggest examples that I can see, and I'm probably biased, of power creep? I'm going to show you. Whew, goddamn, I need to edit this shit. Now, I don't know about you, but when I saw what this card did, I was like, I get to search 3 cards for one. I search 3. I get to search 3. Or I get to play this and get an egotist. And then when it gets destroyed, I search 3 cards. 3 cards for 1. 3 motherfucker. This is power creep. But back to my original point. People like to selectively use shit when they feel it's most appropriate, but let's be honest here. If power creep didn't exist, these decks that are like now good or something, or even playable in this day and age, they wouldn't be playable without power creep. Some of you same motherfuckers talking about power creep, you're probably playing a deck that has cards in it that had suffered power creep. And that's okay. It's perfectly fine. You could even say something like Ritual Beast is a product of power creep. How is that possible? I'll explain to you. Because Gladiator Beasts, remember when they came out? It's like attack, go back into the deck. Ritual Beasts do something different. They don't go back in the deck. They get banished for you to summon them out of banished. That's power creep. Remember, there used to be no archetype that really used the banish zone until Ritual Beasts came out. I would even go as far as to say that Madolche is yet again another good example of power creep. But y'all don't pay attention to that. In short, power creep has to happen. It might not be in leaps and bounds as you think it is with certain decks, but yes, it has to happen for the game to continue. Sure, some people can debate that maybe if they just kept things the way that it is and they didn't make all these archetypes and they just made singular broken cards that's played in everything that would end up causing the card to be banned, you do realize that making cards in an archetype not only gives people a reason to play that archetype or something that they can't do in other archetypes, but also it keeps the ban list smaller. And it hasn't just been happening. It's been happening for a pretty good amount of years. And with any card game that's successful, power creep is bound to happen. It is in some of the most subtle things and the most less obvious cards that you've ever seen. There's probably shit that artifacts, power creep. Why? I'm just saying. So I'd like to thank everybody for watching. Appreciate that shit. Before you go, if you want to support me or some shit, all I ask is you take a few seconds, literally, and click an advertisement. That money goes to me paying rent to live here. And I'm at say thank you in advance if you find time to help a brother out. If you don't want the power creep, I would say get rid of every card that you've ever obtained in like the past, let's see, it's 2015, since 2007. Because I feel like the first real punch in the face with power creeping and things is Phantom Darkness. That shit changed the game. Better or worse, whatever. Give it all that shit. If you don't like power creep so much, get rid of it. Get rid of that deck that you're playing right now. The deck that probably got released a few months ago. Get rid of that shit if you don't like power creep. But you're not going to. Exactly.